Harish, can you imagine standing hip-deep in the heart of Tokyo and suddenly you're transformed into an aquatic wonderland?
How you're painting the picture of Tsukiji Fish Market, aren't you? The largest fish and seafood market in the world, and also Tokyo's pride and joy.
Exactly. Just imagine stainless steel tables glistening under the fluorescent lamps unveil a vibrant display of the ocean's riches. Freshly caught salmon, squid, sea urchin, octopus, abalone, even the rare and prized bluefin tuna. The sight is nothing short of mesmerizing. The sea's aroma fills the air, making you feel as if you are standing right by the vast Pacific Ocean.
Interesting how the bustle begins with the break of dawn. Perceptible chaos coexisting with precision as vendors display their aquatic treasures and buyers traverse hastily through the narrow aisles. Everyone has a distinct purpose here, contributing to the symphony of an organized chaos.
Definitely, Harish. And let's not forget the sound. The continuous shuffling of wet boots, rumble of trolleys, booming voices of the auctioneers, the incessant haggling, and then the sudden silences broken only by the swift rhythmic chopping of knives on wood. The soundscape is almost musical in its own unique way.
And you know what's coming, right, Sophia? The iconic tuna auction that the world looks up to. Can't wait to uncover more about that.
Oh, absolutely. And just to put it out there, we are not just going to narrate. We plan to make you experience Tsukiji. It might even make you crave sushi for breakfast. Harish, do you realize the history Tsukiji carries with it?
I've heard about it, Sophia. It dates back to the late 19th century, right?
Yes, Harish. After the 1923 Great Kanto earthquake, Tokyo needed a central wholesale market. Hence, Tsukiji was built in 1935. Although the recent years saw a relocation to Toyosu, the Tsukiji outer market continues to thrive.
How fascinating. But how did Tsukiji weave itself into the cultural fabric of Japan, Sophia?
Well, Harish, seafood has been a staple in Japan for centuries due to its geographical location. With the Edo period came the increased consumption of sushi and tempura. The need for fresh seafood led to the establishment of fish markets, and Tsukiji became not just a market, but also a symbol of Japan's appreciation for freshness and quality in food.
And today, it's not just the Japanese, but people across the globe are fascinated by Tsukiji's charm and offerings. It has morphed into a gastronome's paradise, hasn't it?
Absolutely, Harish. It's a testimony to Japan's devotion to the ingredients, their origins, and flavor profiles. Every nook and corner tell stories of tradition, perseverance, and an unyielding spirit. But I'd say, Tsukiji's pulse and energy have remained steadfast, provoking those who step in to experience the artistry in the air and fall in love with it. Remember the kaizendan we shared, Harish? It was a bowl of rice topped with a medley of fresh seafood like raw scallops, squid rings, and vibrant fish roe, delivered straight from Tsukiji.
I still have that picture in my mind, Sophia. That moment embodied the best of Tsukiji, a rich and thriving seafood tradition that has nourished Japanese culture for centuries. How has Tsukiji contributed to preserving this traditional seafood custom?
Great question, Harish. Tsukiji's essence lies in its timeless commitment to quality and seasonality, preserving techniques passed down through generations. The daily auction ritual prioritizes freshness over everything, which is ultimately reflected in how the seafood is consumed, right from raw sashimi slices to takoyaki balls. So, in essence, Tsukiji is not just a market, it's a living, beating heart that pumps life into Japan's traditional food customs.
So, it's as if Tsukiji is a guardian of Japan's cultural identity, Sophia.
Yes, Harish, and it does so beautifully and profoundly. Its legacy is woven into the intricate patterns of sushi rice, echoing in the resonant gongs of the tuna auction, alive in the bustling market corners, filled with a medley of seafood delights. Tsukiji embodies the essence of Japan maritime heritage and narrates the timeless tale of an island nation's bond with the sea. It's much more than an attraction, Harish. It's a testament to craftsmanship, resilience, and tradition.
That's quite a standpoint, Sophia. It makes me wonder, how would a typical day look like for a fishmonger in Tsukiji?
Harish, I remember walking into Tsukiji for the first time. It was overwhelming. The array of seafood was simply astounding.
I can imagine, Sophia. There's something about that vibrant fish market that exudes raw, pulsating energy. Can you describe the kinds of seafood one would find there?
Oh, where to start? Of course, there's tuna, both fresh and frozen. Huge slabs of it, lined up for the famous tuna auction. But that's not all. There's everything from tiny sardines to majestic swordfish, delicate sea urchins, oysters in shell, octopuses, squids, and scallops. The seafood in Tsukiji isn't just about variety, but also quality. As a chef, I marvel at the freshness, the sheer dedication to preserving the essence of each catch. The seafood here is probably among the best you can find globally.
And I guess the vendors play a remarkable role in all this? It is them who keep the seafood fresh and maintain Tsukiji's reputation?
Absolutely, Harish. And to better understand them, we were fortunate to catch up with a veteran fishmonger, Mr. Takasago. Let's hear a snippet of our conversation.
You see, Sophia, Harish, we fishmongers are custodians of Tsukiji's legacy. It is our job to uphold the standards. Whether it's auctioning off a bluefin tuna or weighing a crate of shrimps, it's about ensuring top-notch seafood reaches our customers.
That's amazing. It sounds like for Mr. Takasago and his fellow fishmongers, it's not just a job but a quest for quality and tradition, providing not just food, but an authentic Japanese experience.
Yes, Harish. And it is that commitment to tradition and quality that makes Tsukiji so special. It's not just about trading seafood, but also about honoring an ancestral craft and preserving a cultural icon. If you recall that day at Tsukiji, Harish, we were practically swimming in a sea of seafood.
It was staggering. Can't help but wonder about all of them. How are they used in Japanese cuisine?
A lot of Japanese dishes rely on the freshness of seafood. From what I know, every part of a fish is used in zillions of ways. From the eyeballs to the belly, nothing is wasted. Fish bones and heads are used in broths, while various cuts are used in sushi and sashimi.
But how does one discern the freshness of seafood? I mean, they all hover around the ocean, right?
You'd be surprised, Harish. In Tsukiji, it's all about the coloring, texture, and above all, the smell. Fresh seafood doesn't smell fishy. It has a clean ocean scent. Also, the famously translucent appearance of fresh fish used in sashimi is highly prized. Lack of clarity may indicate age or poor handling.
That's an eye-opener. But with so many types of seafood here, it must be a daunting process to strike the right match for a dish. How do they do that?
It comes down to a deep understanding of taste profiles. Harish. Chefs aim at balancing the flavors in a dish. For example, a strong-tasting fish is often paired with subtle accompaniments and vice versa. These chefs don't just make meals, they create masterpieces. The passion fueled by fish at the heart of Tsukiji is a tribute to Japan's culinary heritage. Harish, have you ever wondered what's the difference between sushi and sashimi?
Often, yes, but I've never quite grasped it. Enlighten me, please.
All right. Both start with fresh fish, but that's where the similarities end. Sushi is about the marriage of vinegared rice and other ingredients with fish. The rice adds a unique tanginess, making sushi a harmony of flavors. Sashimi, on the other hand, is pure, unadulterated raw seafood. The focus is the fish's natural flavor. Admire it in its untouched state. However, in both, the freshness of the fish is undeniably important. For quality sushi and sashimi, sourcing is paramount, and that's where Tsukiji shines. Seafood from here is in league of their own. The maroon-hued tuna that's velvety in texture, or the firm, sweet shrimp. The freshness is instantly discernible to the palate. In Tsukiji, sushi chefs are often seen scanning the day's catch, honing in on the best offerings. For them, this market is a goldmine. They believe in Tsukiji's ability to deliver top-quality ingredients consistently.
I do remember speaking to one of the customers at Tsukiji. She mentioned that she'd been coming here for decades, specifically for sushi and sashimi. Over time, she has come to vouch for the seafood from the market. It's a testament to the superior reputation that Tsukiji holds.
Indeed. It's fascinating how freshness plays a pivotal role. It can make or break a dish in Japanese cuisine, and it's assuring to know that Tsukiji got us covered there. Speaking about sushi and sashimi, Harish, the secret is in the quality of the seafood, and Tsukiji has that. But they surpass in another aspect. Do you have any idea?
If I were to take a guess, would it be the skill of the sushi and sashimi chefs?
Exactly. You can't ignore the amazingly precise skills that sushi chefs bring to the table. It's an art form, to be honest. Let's try making sushi now. First, we prepare our sushi rice, a short grain variety, cooked and seasoned with a mixture of rice vinegar, sugar, and salt. Then we shape a small mound with our hands, and it's important to handle the rice gently. Apply too much pressure, and you'll end up with a dense chunk rather than the delicate mound we aim for.
And the seafood? What do we need to keep in mind while selecting the fish?
Good question. You want to get the freshest fish possible. In Tsukiji, that's an easy task. Ask the vendor for sashimi-grade fish. That means it's of high enough quality to eat raw. Then it's simply a matter of slicing the fish. The knife technique is paramount here. Each slice should be clean and uniform, preserving the structural integrity of the fish. Then, we gently place the slice atop the mound of rice.
Okay, let's give it a shot. I must say the beauty of sushi making lies in its simplicity, yet rigorous precision.
That's why Tsukiji stands unparalleled as the epicenter of sushi creation. The market's incredibly fresh ingredients combined with the mastery of Japanese chefs certainly make for sushi unlike any other. Now, let's get rolling. Harish, we stand now in the belly of Tsukiji, the tuna auction section.
A truly captivating sight. With all this rush, it feels like we're in the midst of a stock exchange. But instead of stocks, it's high-grade fish that's making the most noise here.
Indeed. All the shouting, gesturing. It's Japanese-style bargaining at its finest. You see, the auctioneers communicate by a unique set of hand gestures and shouts. It may seem chaotic, but it's a well-oiled machine.
So, Sophia, what sets Tsukiji's tuna apart?
Well, it's the perfect amalgamation of taste and quality. That is propelled by Tsukiji's monumental commitment to serve only the freshest fish. These tuna auctioneers ensure the quality. They inspect the catch's tail for freshness, the taste of the flesh, and even gill color.
From a spectator's viewpoint, it's clear that the auction carries an aura of intensity and rivalry, and watching it has also heightened my respect for all involved, particularly the auctioneers. They hold both the responsibility and the privilege of determining the best tuna, and arguably the best seafood Japan has to offer.
Absolutely, Harish. This frenzy of an auction isn't just about the trade of fish. It's a testament to Japan's affection for seafood. Like a splendid ballet, this chaos unfolds into harmony by a shared love for seafood and a commitment to quality. It's truly a sight to behold. Seeing the bidding wars at Tsukiji is like stepping into a high-stakes poker game, wouldn't you say, Harish? There is tension in the air, and a fierce determination painted on the faces of the bidders.
It's a scene straight out of a high-octane trading movie, Sophia. Only here it's not stocks being traded, but fresh tuna. Each bid is crucial, a strategic decision that could result in either a triumphant win or a costly loss.
Yes. In the blink of an eye, a tuna can go from a few hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars. The competition is intense. Market insiders once told me that the highest price ever paid for a bluefin here surpassed $3 million.
$3 million for a single fish. Now that's what I call high stakes. These bidders seem to understand their craft, though. They examine the catch minutely before each bid, assessing the tail, flesh, even gill color. I suppose those strategic decisions come from years of experience and knowledge, wouldn't they?
Without a doubt, Harish. Remember how we spoke of sushi chefs honing their skill over many years? These bidders are no different. They've been in the trade long enough to distinguish slight variations in quality, affecting the real value of each fish. Pair that up with the fast-paced environment of the auction, and you have one adrenaline-pumping experience.
I can almost picture it, Sophia. Bells ringing to signal the beginning of the auction, the bidders' palpable anticipation, the intense exchange of glances, and then swift hand gestures. It's all a kind of silent, fast-paced dance that is mesmerizing to watch.
Ever noticed how fresh mornings smell like a promise, Harish?
It does. Waking up early is a battle worth fighting, Sophia. You're greeted with this invigorating scene where tired faces ratify new beginnings.
In the heart of Toiko, right here at Tsukiji, it smells of the sea, of hard work and dedication. This crowded place starts bustling with life as early as 3 a.m.
That's dedication for you. And the chefs of Tokyo are as committed. They stride the paved floors of Tsukiji and search for premium seafood. The selection process is like an art form, one they've been honing over years of experience.
These sought-after chefs, with their keen eyes for precision, take us back in time on a tour of their traditions. This sacred ritual of choosing the freshest catch forms the crux of their creations.
Their bond with the fishmongers here, it's as though they are family, isn't it, Sophia?
Absolutely, Harish. This exchange, the mutual respect, seeing the solemnity on the faces of the vendors as they negotiate. It's a relationship that transcends commercial transactions.
I wonder what fuels this commitment. Is it just sustenance or something more?
Maybe it's their passion for their craft. Or maybe it's the love of feeding people and watching them enjoy a meal prepared with care. It could also be about redefining the narrative of Japanese seafood, one carefully selected fish at a time.
Down the line, it's about preserving a way of life.
Just like sushi or tempura, the Tsukiji market is an essential part of Tokyo's food tapestry. Can you guess why, Harish?
I can only guess it's because fresh ingredients are paramount in Japanese cuisine. Moreover, Tsukiji plays a crucial role in providing these ingredients to local kitchens, right?
Harish, you're quite the quick learner. It's more than just a supplier. This is where culture, community, and culinary passion converge, a gastronomic nexus, if you might, creating an atmosphere that is truly unique.
It's like a live theater, isn't it? The tangible rustic charm, the clattering of fish crates. Just observing is quite exciting. But what do the locals think about this fervor?
Well, Harish, you'll notice that it isn't just chefs who visit Tsukiji. Families, young couples, you'll often see them here, deciding their dinner based on what's available at the catch of the day.
It's an everyday experience then, not just a one-time thing. Sophia, imagine getting to pick your dinner from such an exhilarating place every day.
No room for monotony, right? Each day bringing its array of surprises for your palate. Maybe it's a rare fish today, seaweed bundles tomorrow. It's an adventure, in and out. Let's speak with old Mr. Tanaka, who's been shopping here for decades.
Every day I see the sun rise over Tsukiji. This is not just a market to me, but a part of my life. The rhythm here, it's my heartbeat.
Intriguing. So the market functions as a community center in a way, not just a commercial entity.
Indeed, Harish. It's fascinating to witness how central Tsukiji is to the lives of locals, both as a source of sustenance and as a place of human connection. It's two sides of the same coin. Expanding our view beyond sushi, Tsukiji's influence permeates every corner of Tokyo's food scene. Don't you think so, Harish?
Oh, absolutely, Sophia. While sushi and sashimi are what people often associate with Tsukiji, the market supports the entire culinary panorama of the city.
Exactly, Harish. It goes beyond feeding sushi addicts. Tsukiji is the heart that pumps the lifeblood into Tokyo's gastronomy, keeping its rich food culture alive.
For a deeper grasp of this, let's invite Mr. Suzuki from the Seafood Sentinels, a popular eatery not far from the Tsukiji market.
Thank you, Harish. At our restaurant, the catch of the day, fresh from Tsukiji, determines the daily specials. Tsukiji makes it possible for us to showcase the rich variety of seafood in our menu.
That's interesting. Tsukiji, in essence, shapes your menu, dictating what's available and at its best quality. Your palate honors the freshest ingredients from the market every day.
Indeed, Sophia. Our customers relish the freshest seafood, but it's more than just that. From crab bisque to scallop risotto, they taste a part of Tsukiji with every dish.
Sophia, this goes to show how Tsukiji, seen beyond its sumptuous sushi and vibrant tuna auctions, still leads Tokyo's food scene. Restaurant menus are largely shaped by the market's offerings, Mr. Suzuki's restaurant being a testament to that.
Restaurant collaborations aside, Tsukiji also catapults Tokyo's street food scene, right? And you should see the stalls around here, Harish. It's a food lover's paradise.
I can see that, Sophia. No wonder Tokyo is an internationally acclaimed food capital. Although Tsukiji is globally known for its sushi, its influence extends far and wide into Tokyo's diverse food scene. But Sophia, here lies my curiosity. Do you think Tsukiji's increasing global popularity has somewhat diminished its true cultural essence?
Well, Harish, that's one way to look at it. Tsukiji indeed has become an iconic touristic attraction. It has not only put Tokyo's culinary scene on the international map, but also raised awareness about Japan's vibrant seafood traditions.
Agreed. Still, one can't help but wonder if the authenticity of the Tsukiji experience is lost in this process. Given its recent fame, is it becoming more catered toward global fascination rather than preserving its Japanese identity?
Interesting point, Harish. However, let's also remember that the attraction creates an opportunity for educating the world about Japan's seafood culture. Through the influx of tourists, the essential practices, and arguably the cultural significance of Tsukiji remain in international conversations. Yes, it has indeed transformed into a tourist attraction, but this has in turn amplified its original essence around the world.
There's merit in that argument, Sophia. It's not purely about the influx of tourists. It's about the inherent cultural exchange and the celebration of Tsukiji's unique values that comes along with it. And in doing so, the market retains its significance, remaining an invaluable asset to Tokyo's food scene. As we near our journey's end, the question that stands tall is, where does the future of Tsukiji lie and how does this affect the next generational change?
A pressing thought indeed, Harish. Markets have always been resilient, adapting to change. But Tsukiji's situation is unique because its sustenance isn't simply about trade and commerce. It's about preserving a legacy. Let's get the perspective from the inheritors of this market, the next generation. Shall we?
Takeshi-san, a young vendor here at Tsukiji, thank you for having us. I'm particularly curious about your long-term vision, given that you're part of the next generation set to carry on this legacy. What do you foresee for the market's future?
Certainly, Sophia-san. As you said, preserving tradition is as critical to us as staying thriving. We're currently embracing modern practices, integrating online sales and delivery services to reach a broader customer base. Yet our roots in seafood remain strong. We need to strike that balance, where we advance and retain our authenticity at the same time.
That's a thoughtful insight, Takeshi-san. The challenge, it appears, is more nuanced than simply adapting to modernization. It is about reinforcing the roots in the process of outreach, resonating with our earlier conversation, Sophia.
Absolutely, Harish. Reinforcing the roots was what kept Tsukiji afloat, and perhaps will structure its future too. Approaching modernization without compromising in cultural significance would ensure both business vitality and the perpetuation of Tsukiji's cultural legacy.
Exactly, Sophia. It's not just about surviving the storm, but thriving amidst it. The market's resilience essentially lies in its ability to anchor itself in a sea of change, and Tsukiji has demonstrated that strength throughout its existence. It's comforting to see the next generation embracing this approach, treating tradition and innovation as two sides of the same coin.
So Harish, as we absorbed the energy and stories from the Tsukiji tour, did any particular seafood item stand out for you?
Well, I got to admit, the sight of those massive bluefin tuna was quite something. Given my limited exposure to seafood markets, the whole tuna auction was a different level of fascinating for me.
Yes, the tuna auction is indeed a captivating spectacle. For me, I sensed a deep innate narrative behind selecting the fish for sushi and sashimi. The reverence for freshness, understanding the texture and quality, it was all a part of refined art infused with Japanese tradition. The vendor's skilled eye and the intricate preparations enthralled me.
Akin to a perfectly composed symphony, wouldn't you agree? Sophia, any specific dishes you would recommend for those planning a visit?
Indeed, Harish. As a chef and a seafood lover, I would highly recommend exploring the sushi and sashimi platter here, where each bite tells you a story. The difference in quality and sheer freshness speaks volumes about why Tsukiji is such a coveted place for tourists and locals alike.
Spot on, Sophia. For someone like me, who isn't entrenched in the world of sushi making, I found the grilled eel or unagi pretty interesting. It had a pleasantly sharp taste and the perfect glaze balance. Surely a memorable treat for any first-time visitors like myself.
It certainly adds a special touch to one's Tsukiji experience. Harish, as we wrap up our today's odyssey, what are your end feelings about Tsukiji?
I'd consider it a sensory journey more than anything. The sea's scent, the vivid colors of the seafood, the mesmerizing auction chants. It's a spectacle that engages you completely. I am awestruck by their dedication towards preserving their seafood culture with a forward-thinking approach.
I couldn't have described it any better, Harish. The sum total of Tsukiji's magic is its people, their craft, the inherent culture it encapsulates, and the shared belief in delivering quality seafood, embracing their age-old traditions in the process. It's been an enriching journey,